Thank you, Mr. Vice President, Excellencies, distinguished panelists. Social security systems firmly rooted in human rights norms and quality public services play a crucial role in realizing economic, social, and cultural rights and achieving the SDGs. Everyone, rich or poor, young or old, healthy or sick, benefits from robust social security systems throughout their lives. These systems empower us to seek decent work opportunities and education. They help us secure adequate living conditions with access to food, housing, and health care, and enable us to enjoy cultural life. Over the past years, states have made progress in enhancing Social Security systems and public services, steps that were all the more important given the devastating impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The written contributions that you shared with us are testament to that fact. We see this progress in coverage of underserved populations as well as in moves towards a more comprehensive universal Social Security programs, including social protection floors. Despite these efforts, though, the right to Social Security remains far beyond the reach for more than half the world's population that remain uncovered by Social Security schemes. Almost 3/4 of the people around the globe who need support have no access to social assistance. 65% of children do not have effective access to social protection, and a shocking 78% of persons with severe disabilities do not receive disability benefits. On this International Women's Day, it's important also to emphasize the persistent gender disparities in social protection. These disparities arise from unequal access to decent employment, disproportionate care responsibilities, and the unrecognized value of unpaid work performed by women. Large disparities also remain between countries. Only 14.1% of the population of the LDCs is covered by at least one social protection benefit, compared to a global rate of 46.9%. Despite their interconnected relationship, Social Security systems and public service delivery systems persistently operate in isolation. This separation has substantially eroded the overall effectiveness of Social Security systems, negating the potential synergies that could have emerged from their collaboration. When essential public services such as quality education, accessible health care services, adequate public housing, safe drinking water, and effective public transportation are lacking, it is hard to imagine that Social Security systems can significantly improve people's lives. Investment in essential public services and Social Security must be pursued together. Even where Social Security systems are in place, the benefits they provide are all too often insufficient to meet recipients' basic needs. Historically, Social Security schemes, particularly social assistance systems, have frequently been perceived primarily as poverty alleviation measures, aimed at lifting impoverished individuals above the poverty line, rather than as measures to fully realize the right to Social Security. Unintended exclusion errors and non-take-up remains another major challenge. In the Asia-Pacific region, some targeted programs reportedly have exclusion errors of over 40%. Many eligible recipients simply give up their rights due to administrative obstacles, lack of awareness, or social stigma. For example, in Europe, the non-take-up of minimum income benefit ranges from 29 to 57%. Digital Social Security systems hold a promise to overcome some of these challenges. Cyprus, Egypt, and Malaysia are among the countries that have introduced such digital systems. It is essential, however, to ensure that such systems are developed and implemented in a manner that ensures human rights are fully respected, as digital systems in some countries have led to discriminatory outcomes and raised privacy concerns. In the event of natural and man-made disasters, social protection systems often serve as the first line of defense to protect people. Evidence shows that during earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, and armed conflict, social protection systems have played an important role in strengthening people's resilience and enabled governments to respond more swiftly and effectively. This is particularly the case in countries with universal social protection systems. Despite the proven benefits, many countries are struggling to secure the necessary resources to fund robust Social Security and public services. Fiscal space, especially for low-income countries, has shrunk dramatically. According to the World Bank Group, interest payments for the 75 most impoverished countries have quadrupled over the past decade. As a result, several of these countries are today spending a larger portion of their budget on servicing their debt rather than funding Social Security and public services. To empower governments to ring-fence budgets for Social Security and essential public services, we urgently need a solution to the spiraling debt problem. The Secretary General has called for a multilateral legal framework and an urgent reform of the international financial architecture. Mr. Vice President, the September 2024 UN Summit for the Future provides an opportunity for member states to make a contribution to redoubling efforts to, first, anchor social protection system within a robust legal and institutional framework. Second, align these systems with international human rights standards. Third, bridge the gap between social security systems and public service delivery systems. And finally, restore or safeguard the fiscal space to allow the ring fencing of budget for Social Security and public service delivery. Providing Social Security and quality public services is not just a goal, it is a right. Today, it is essential for states to make real progress in mobilizing maximum available resources to make that right a reality for all people across the globe, and for international financial institutions, the private sector, other stakeholders, and all of us to do everything we can to contribute to that outcome. I thank you for your attention.